wonder, secrets unfold. True crime stories, let the intrigue be told. Grab a seat, get cozy, let's dive into the plot. With Mac J by my side, there's so much to be sought. Mods from the stars, they light up the night. Chillin' with Van, everything feels just right. Welcome to the mystery, the thrill, the thrill we embrace. Solving cases together we'll trace. With Tabby and Maggie, the journey's begun. With laughter and stories, we'll shine like the sun. Spirit Time vibes with Lisa and Mark. Tia and Mel igniting the spark. According to Lean, curiosity flows. A curious rose in a garden of woes. Sweet misery whispers, tales that enthrall. While Matt, Meg, and Jody, we gather them all. Welcome to the mystery, the thrill we embrace. Solving cases together we'll trace. With Tabby and Maggie, the journey's begun. With laughter and stories, we'll shine like the sun. So come along, join the fun tonight. In Aussie true crime, everything feels so right.
Hey, beautiful people.
Hello, everyone.
So good to see some people in here. Beautiful Matt. Beautiful Megan. How are you, my darling? Thank you so much for the super sticker. That was so nice to come into.
Yeah. Thank you, Megan.
My beautiful Van. I got a visit from my children the other day. My mini me and my tall me. Beautiful Jody. Mary Jane, how are you, my darling? And Jody, yes, your name is in our trailer. I think it's in there a couple of times.
Yeah, it is.
Welcome in, everyone. Oh, my God, we've got so much to go over. I think because we've done Mushroom Lady for so long, we've let all of our other cases just go to the wayside. And on top of that, yeah, and then me playing tag with my grandson over his little virus. So he got it.
Man.
He then gave it to me. So I've nicely gave it back to him. So right now, and on top of that, we're on baby watch because my daughter is, what's today? 9 days away. So far we're going in. They're going to induce her on the 30th because it's my grandson's birthday on the 29th, and we've just asked that he have his birthday. So they're inducing her on the 30th. So I think by the 31st, the new one will be born. But in saying that, she is in the middle of nesting. She has been cleaning my house for 2 days now. Like, I literally gave her flat packs today just to build, like, to get rid of some of the energy that she's got. So we're right in the thick of it. But yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. So while I was sick, I have been building something and I want to share it. Just give me a moment because StreamYard has changed everything. So
Again.
I know. I looked at it and I just thought they're going to kick Mac J off. They're going to kick Mac J off. So this is what I have been working on.
Oh, I like it.
How exciting. I miss newborns. They aren't as naughty as 3. I know. Well, we have the grandson turns 2 on the 29th. So he's just starting to come into his terrible 2s, if that's possible.
Oh,
I don't know if it
no.
is. And the granddaughter's 8 or 9.
Mhm.
She could be 9. 8 or 9. But I think she's going on 16. So, yeah. But I can't wait to have the newborn here either. So this is something I have been working on, and this is because there is so many shows that come out that we don't get in Australia. I can't put them on YouTube because obviously we will get done for copyright. So what I've done is I've set up a Patreon. I've only got the 1 tier in there. It's just a $5 tier. What basically is just a cup of coffee. And what I'm going to do is all of the shows from America and things like that that we can't get, do you know what I mean? I'm going to put in here. On top of that, Mac J, I've still got to work out how to put our team in there to get you in here. But there is a way to do that. Once we get it up and going and we get the members build up in here, me and Mac J are going to be doing a live once a week in here instead of doing it on YouTube. And it's going to be on content that we cannot put on YouTube because I'm sure even Mac J will tell you I get so much stuff that I just can't post. And
Yeah.
I share it with everyone. So this is a way that we can do that. Do you know what I mean? It would just be, as I said, the lives in here won't start until we build the members up. But once we build them up, we're going to start doing lives over there as well so that it can be, you mean, it might, some weeks it might not be just stuff that we can't put on YouTube. Some weeks it might just be going in there and having a chat.
Yeah.
We can do open panels in there. We can do everything we can do here. But yeah, so it's just something that I've been working on. I'm still learning about Patreon. It's a big thing. Do you mean, as I said, I haven't even got Mac J in there yet, once I get her in there. But yeah, it's just something I was building and I thought I'd share it with you. So far, I do have the 4... Hang on. We have a visitor.
Hello.
Hello. Can she hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I wasn't ready to go on.
Well, you are now.
Apparently I'm on. Am I? Yeah, I'm
You are.
glitching though. I'm glitching.
Yeah, you're freezing a little bit. That's because StreamYard's just changing everything.
Oh.
Okay, I won't move. Yeah, and I'm glitching really badly.
So hang on, I'll just finish this and then. So the 4 of these that I have on so far are the 4 from the last Idaho special and the very first one, the one night in Idaho. So for anyone that does join it, they're the 5 episodes I've got up right now. Hello, my darling. It's so good to see you on my panel.
I'm glitching. This is
I'm
not
sure
cool.
everyone knows, man.
I can't believe I'm glitching. I'm trying really hard. Is my voice glitching?
No, we can hear you.
No.
So you can hear me, but I'm just glitching with my camera.
It's just every now and again you're just freezing, but we can see you and you're moving.
Yes.
Do I glitch with my voice?
No, we can hear you fine.
Okay. All right. Well, you've just got to deal with the glitch.
Mac J, this is, I don't think you've met Van properly, but this is Van. She
Hi,
is my
Van.
bestest friend. And
I do
probably
wave normally.
she's Van's actually the person that helped me start this channel. So
Yeah, you told me. Awesome.
she's been here from day one. But yeah.
Oh.
So I've got a funny story to tell too, and this is something I told Mac J earlier. Hang on, I'm just going to remove this.
Maybe I need to
You can notice from my picture, I have changed my hair back to black. Even you're going to find this funny. So it's not pink anymore. It's all completely black. But
Oh, wow.
we went shopping today, and this was hilarious. We went shopping today because I was going to buy the presents for the grandson's birthday that's coming up. And as you know, we've only just moved to this area, about 10 months ago?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So anyway, I'm walking out, and you know how you have the lady at Kmart that checks your shop, like your dockets as you walk out?
Yes.
I'm walking out, and she pulls me up, and she goes, "Did you change the colour of your hair?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she goes, "Wasn't it pink?" And I'm thinking, like, "Yes." Okay, can I go now? And she's like, and my daughter's behind me, and she goes, "This is my mum's natural colour. Doesn't it look great?" This lady asked me, could we just make sure that this is just a winter thing?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Can I go now? Okay. Ben's just muted herself.
Uh-oh.
Hang on, you mute it.
You're muted. Muted.
You're talking to it. You're muted.
I keep muting myself.
go.
I don't know why. Okay, so my whole thing was people don't look at the picture. I'm trying to put an avatar up there. Okay? I just forget how to do it. I haven't done this in years. And so
three little dots.
How to do it. Yeah, like,
you taught me how to use this. The three little dots.
Pain, right? But then I'm trying to get on YouTube at the same time.
I think so, Megan.
Anyway, I'm muting myself again. Just saying.
Okay.
I think so. I think I go there way too much. And I guess just not in winter now. I used a dark pink colour. I have had so much trouble getting my pink dyes since we've moved here. That's probably the main reason. But yeah. Unless I buy it online. I'm too lazy. But Ben's just trying. I wish I could do it for you. Can I?
Try turning off the camera. Like when you go into StreamYard, you can turn off the camera.
But I found it before and then I got out of it. And I don't know how to get back into it. Okay, I haven't done this in years, people. Dear Lord. Dear, that's scary. I can't. Where do I find that?
It's the three little dots next to the microphone.
I'm trying. There we go. But it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to do it. I did it.
Should be the avatar.
Yep, I did it, and it won't. Nah, it wants me on camera apparently. I don't know how it works. Damn you, computer! I need a new one.
I need to send you one.
No. It really. Anyway. So okay. So what's been happening? You literally what happened? You dyed your hair.
Yeah, and then I went to Kmart, and when I was walking out, she asked me if I dyed my hair, and I said yes, and she goes, "Wasn't it pink?" And I said yes. Can I go now? And because, like, I mean, I was feeling inferior enough about the change, and then she goes, "Can we just make this a winter thing?" Okay, now can I go?
I like you. Either way, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen you with I've seen you with all shades of colors, and I liked. Okay, so my favorite from my daughter was the pink and the purple. That's what she remembers.
That's what I had. That was the first time I came.
The pink at one stage, and it was like But I like it.
You've even seen the in between, the shitty blonde that I try to go back to.
Yeah, I've seen you all sorts, and you've seen me all sorts. Oh, dear Lord! I went orange there for a while. That was great. And then I decided to put. I was like, yeah, I'll do it for a couple of days because I need to heal my hair. And I put a toner through it, and finally, but because I've literally recently gone from what was it, brunette to but it was black. So what happened was I went to the hairdressers. They killed my hair. I spent over $400. They killed it. I remember
that was the weekend that I came up.
Yes, and I was like, I can't. I was mortified, and I was like, you killed my hair, and what is this? I had like a patch of I don't know what it was. And I laughed. And then so I decided, okay, I just put it up because I didn't know what to do when you came. Right? I don't know what to do. And then I dyed it.
Thank you so much,
red, which turned pink because it was like all sorts of weird colors. And then I was like, okay, well, go through the red stage, and then I went red, and then I went brown again, and I thought, okay, I'll go back brown, and now I decided to go back blonde in one hit, and I was like, so it is what it is. You do that, you just do it.
Okay, hang on, I've got to play this for Kez. I've just got to find my videos because they've moved everything.
Oh, yeah, they have. I'm having trouble.
That was scary.
Thank you so much. Yay, she's got the picture up.
Woohoo!
Am I on there? Oh my God. Hang on.
Yeah.
Am I on? Dear Lord, I don't know what's happening. I haven't done this for freaking ages. And you know what? Even when I did it, I stuffed it up the whole time. Every time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get chat up. Oh, Mary Jane. And Matt was in here before. I haven't seen Matt in ages.
Yeah, he's been coming in a bit now. It's good.
I know.
The kids.
It's been great.
It was actually my granddaughter that made me go the pink to start with. And then I think I was pink for about a year, and she goes, Nan, I like purple too. So that was, remember when the first split came and I was pink and purple with a split dye?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. But that's what my daughter remembers. She's like, are you going to your friend's place? Remember I came down and I went to Melbourne and everything. And I came to see you. And she's like, are you going to the friend that has the pink or purple hair? Because I like her. And I'm like, okay. Wow. You don't even know her? Do you even know her name? She's like, no, but I don't need to.
We're best friends. You know that?
Yeah, now you're friends. And now, like, good. But she didn't care at the beginning with it. Like, she didn't even know your name. It's funny. I just like her hair. It's great.
Right. Mine, I don't think will go grey because I've dyed it for so long. But that's probably why I went back to the black for a little bit, because it is my natural colour. And my children were whinging that I don't look like them. So now we all look alike. Anyway, let's get into some of these case updates because there have been so many. First, I wanted to touch on Bolan Condran. Now, Kez has asked me for this one for so long. I haven't done a lot on it because there hasn't been a lot of updates. So, I've got so many tabs open. I found a news clip just to take us back to the case. Okay, it's still sharing the wrong screen. Can I say I do not like how they've done all this? So this one's from a year ago, but it's just after it happened. So it just explains the case again.
World's attention, let alone Australia's. It's been a horrendous and horrific murders. And once again, we pass on our sympathies to the families.
2 days before the horrific alleged double murder that shocked Australia, police say accused killer Constable Bolan Condran walked into a store and bought a single surfboard bag. The serving police officer allegedly used his service weapon to shoot and kill former TV presenter Jesse Baird and his new boyfriend Luke Davies inside his Paddington home in Sydney.
Oh, hey there, guys. Jesse Baird here. As a presenter on Totally Wild, I'm the go-to guy for all the extreme, hardcore stories.
Police will allege Baird, a presenter who hosted shows including Totally Wild and Gamify, was originally the sole intended target. In addition to his on-screen career, Baird was involved in sport, winning the Brian Pratt Medallion for the most promising AFL umpire in 2020 and 2021. Something about the handsome and successful entertainer sparked Bolan Condran's interest, but the full extent of their relationship is still being probed by police. Early media reports claimed that they had an off-and-on romance that did not end well. The New South Wales Police Commissioner faced strong backlash for describing the alleged double murder as a crime of passion, and Mr. Baird's close friend Corey Dean Thorpe came forward to dismiss claims they were ever in a relationship. The Daily Mail Australia reported that Thorpe claims he helped the TV star draft a message to the constable, asking him to refrain from contacting him. Mr. Thorpe also claimed Baird was followed home by someone unknown in a police car as far back as August. Whatever the extent of their interaction, it appears Baird had moved on from the relationship. Police believe Mr. Baird had been dating 29-year-old flight attendant Luke Davies for a few months. Recently, questions emerged about the mysterious double life led by Bolan Condran and his preoccupation with celebrities. The accused murderer flaunted his seemingly lavish lifestyle online. Just days after the alleged double murder, he was reportedly spotted in a selfie with Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. In recent years, the senior constable was able to track down A-listers like Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, Selena Gomez, and Harry Styles. In a strange development, it's believed the accused killer was also the victim of identity theft. with a sex worker's website describing him as a French escort offering erotic massages. Police will allege Lamar Condran planned his alleged crime meticulously. The Daily Telegraph reported that police will allege his preparation included stealing bullets from a shooting range 2 weeks before the terrible events.
We're in this position that a police firearm was used, and that can never happen again.
Police will assert Baird was the constable's only intended target, but that when he turned up at the Paddington Terrace on the morning of February 19th and found Mr. Baird inside with his new boyfriend, he killed them both. An emergency call was made from Davy's phone, but was shortly terminated before being connected to an operator. New South Wales Police confirmed that neighbours heard gunshots at the Paddington property, but the shots were not reported until days later. The Daily Telegraph reports Mr. Lamar Condran allegedly hid the bodies in a blue tarpaulin in the courtyard before purchasing a second surfboard bag in Miranda. He returned to the house the next day to remove both bodies. Police say Baird has 2 female flatmates who returned to the terrace on the night of the alleged murders, not knowing the 2 bodies were still wrapped in the tarpaulin in the backyard. 7 News reports that when the housemates returned to the home, they found it in a disheveled state and saw a red stain in the courtyard. They assumed it came from a spilled can of beetroot juice. The accused allegedly transported the couple's bodies in a rented white Toyota Hiace van, where police say he disposed of bloody personal items of Baird and Davies in a skip bin in Cronulla. It wouldn't be until Tuesday the 20th of February where these items will be discovered and a manhunt launched for the alleged killer. Police say Lamar then proceeded to Bungonia, near Goulburn, with an acquaintance, where they visited a hardware store to purchase an angle grinder and a padlock. The pair then drove to a remote property and broke the lock using the angle grinder. As Lamar proceeded to drive into the property, the acquaintance waited outside of the entrance for half an hour.
We don't believe that she was fully aware of what had taken place.
Police say Lamar replaced the padlock to the gate of the property before driving back to Sydney on Wednesday afternoon, the 21st of February. The constable allegedly returned back to the Bungonia property that night with borrowed torches from a friend, and he stopped at 11 p.m. to buy weights from a department store. The next day at 4:30 a.m., he left Bungonia and spent time around Sydney before driving to Newcastle, where he went to a friend's home and asked for a hose to clean the van, according to police. On Friday the 23rd of February, the ex-celebrity blogger handed himself in to the cops at a Bondi police station shortly after 10:30 a.m. The 28-year-old briefly appeared before Waverley Local Court in the afternoon. Police have alleged Lamar made partial admissions to a friend about his involvement and has been charged with 2 counts of murder. He did not apply for bail and it was formally refused.
Silverwater Jail spoke to the accused. As a result of that, he provided assistance.
This is the first time that he has willingly told us information.
We're very confident that we have located Luke and Jesse.
After days of searching across several crime scenes, police found the bodies of Baird and Davies at the Bungonia property on Tuesday the 27th of February. The dark-coloured surfboard bags were covered loosely in rocks and debris, in a bush grave along with items of significance.
Mary Jane, he's an ex law enforcement, and he used his law enforcement gun.
Police say the
thing is, I've never heard of this case.
Information provided by the accused, who had revealed the location when investigators interviewed him on Tuesday morning at Silverwater Prison.
I came here to lay some flowers for my friend Luke.
The horrific double shooting has left friends and family of Jesse Baird and Luke Davies devastated. A vigil was held at Bronte Beach where many gathered to grieve. The call for justice has been made by the community. The timing for the New South Wales Police has been critical, with the Mardi Gras board asking the force not to march in the parade in uniform for the first time since 1998. Lamar remains in custody. The case has been adjourned and he will appear on court on April 23, 2024.
Okay. So where we're at today, so he is an officer. He used his service weapon with Jesse and Luke. So the officer was dating Jesse, who was the television host for Channel 10. Yeah. They ended up finding the bodies in the lake a couple of weeks later, and it's just one of those cases that has been put off and put off and put off and put off. And I think it's because who he was. There has been a small update. Like, I know he was receiving, what do you call it, legal aid, and legal aid pulled out, and they've found new people to do it. Let me pull it up. Oh, this screen share is silly now. I don't know how to get rid of that. Okay, so this is from July 15th this month, so it was only just 6 days ago. It's the mother of the alleged killer, Bolan Condran. I keep getting his name wrong. Appears in court as her son hits fresh issues. The mother of the alleged killer cop has attended court as her son's case hits fresh issues more than 16 months after the murders. The mother of the ex-cop Bolan Condran, who allegedly killed his ex-partner and his man's new boyfriend, appeared to support her son in court as his case hits a fresh snag following the issues among his legal team. Mr. Bolan Condran, 29, was charged with the murder of Channel 10 presenter Jesse Braid and Mr. Braid's boyfriend, Qantas flight attendant Luke Davis. Mr. Bolan Condran is accused of using his police firearm to kill the couple at the Paddington Share House in Sydney's East last February. The police allege that he put their bodies into surfboard bags, taking them to a remote property near Goulburn in New South Wales, Southern Tablelands. He was arrested 4 days after their bodies were found and has since been charged with 2 counts of domestic violence related to murder and 1 of breaking and entering. So what's been going on, there's not a lot. It's just, do you know what I mean? As I said, it's just prolonging the case. Legal aid has pulled out on him and they found him new representation, and we're now just waiting for new court dates.
Yep.
The fresh issues, Mary Jane, was just that his law issues because he's doesn't have the funds to pay for his lawyers, and because it's a lot different in Australia, do you know what I mean? Legal aid will only cover so much when it comes to something serious.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just more planning. Because I am onto it and I am keeping my eye on that case. I know that you want it, and yeah.
I remember now. When you first did it, I didn't actually remember it, and then I realized who it was, and I was like, yeah, okay. But yeah, wow.
Now, another one that I wanted to touch on tonight, and as I said, I'm just going to jump from a few cases because it was just like a little catch up. I have spoke about this one before, but it's Bradley Murdoch. He just passed away. He passed away on the 15th of July, 2025. So for those that don't know, I've got a little video that I found on the case, and I'm going to play that. But he was accused of taking the life of Peter Falconio, and he didn't take the life of Leanne Rimes, but he, not Leanne Rimes, Joanne Lees. Why am I saying Leanne Rimes? Joanne Lees. He kidnapped her. She got away from the back of his van and hid in grass and got away. But we've never found Peter's body, and it has always been the biggest thing. Now, Bradley Murdoch was charged for this, but he has always maintained his innocence, even up to the day he died. a week before he passed, they moved him to palliative care because he had terminal cancer. A lot of people said it was throat cancer, but it wasn't. It was terminal cancer in his lungs, and it went to his brain. There was a $250,000 reward for Peter's body a week before he passed, and they upped that to $500 because they were hoping that he would give us a deathbed confession, what didn't happen. But there is still hope because there is a reporter that was writing a book about him, and there is people thinking that she has a deathbed confession from him that she could only give after he passed. So he has.
Oh, that would be good.
But because sadly, if he doesn't, we'll never find Peter's body. But let me get this. So this is the story of what he did. This is what they accused him of, and it's called What Happened to Peter Falconio.
In the centre of Australia, there's a road that runs for more than 2,000 kilometres, from Darwin at the top of the country to Port Augusta at the bottom. It cuts through open desert, past cattle stations, ghost towns and long stretches of nothing. For most, the Stuart Highway is a route of necessity, remote, exposed and unforgettable. In July 2001, 2 British backpackers were travelling along the road in a Volkswagen Combi van. They were young and independent, just another couple taking the long way around. By the next morning, only one of them would be seen again. That night, something happened on that highway, just north of a place called Barrow Creek. When police arrived, there was no body, no crime scene, and no clear explanation. Just a shaken witness and disappearance that would soon divide the country. This is the story of what we know, what we don't, and the questions that have never gone away. Peter Falconio grew up in Hentworth, a small village in West Yorkshire. He was the third of 4 brothers, charismatic, talkative and easygoing. He was the kind of person who made friends wherever he went. Joanne Lees was from nearby Hubbardsfield, more reserved but smart, independent and self-assured. She met Peter at a nightclub in 1996. By the following year, she'd moved to Brighton to be with him. They were in their 20s, in love, focused on working and saving for their next adventure. In late 2000, they booked a one-way flight to Australia. The plan was open-ended: buy a van, travel the country, then move on to Asia before returning to the UK. They arrived in Sydney in January 2001, bought a second-hand orange VW Combi van, spent a few months working in the city, then began driving north, following the coast through Queensland, stopping in Brisbane and Cairns. It was a relaxed, flexible kind of trip. By July, they'd crossed into the Northern Territory and were travelling north on the Stuart Highway after spending a night in Tea Tree. The next major stop would be Darwin. They were somewhere near the halfway point of their loop across Australia. Along the way, they camped in national parks, cooked meals on a portable stove and smoked a little weed, took pictures of empty landscapes and wrote emails to family back home when they had reception. They were young, far from home, and for the most part, they were having a good time. Everything about their journey felt like freedom. The Stuart Highway is long and lonely, even during the day, but by night it becomes something else entirely. The air turns cold and the desert falls quiet. No landmarks are visible in the inky darkness, only the road stretching ahead like a dark thread across an empty continent. It was just after 7:30 p.m. on the 14th of July 2001 when Peter and Joanne left Tea Tree, a remote stop halfway between Alice Springs and Tennant Creek, heading north towards Darwin in their van. They'd driven for over an hour, and by the time they approached a small settlement called Barrow Creek, The last of the light had disappeared. Somewhere around 12 kilometres north of town.
I think Wolf Creek was done a bit on both. So it was a little bit of Malat, but a little bit of him as well. So I think it was like kind of between the two of them. But they do advertise it as Malat, but yeah, I think it was.
Another vehicle appeared behind them. A white Toyota Land Cruiser, large, dusty and fitted with a canvas canopy, pulled up behind their van and flashed its lights. The driver signalled to them, gesturing towards the rear of the vehicle as if something was wrong. Peter, who was driving, pulled over to the side of the highway. The Kombi rolled to a stop on the gravel shoulder, its engine idling softly in the cold night air. Joanne, who had been in the passenger seat, slid over to the driver's side. Peter and the man got out and walked to the rear of the van. Peter asked her to rev the engine, to help check if there really were sparks. Joanne pressed the accelerator lightly a few times and then let it idle again. Moments later, a sharp sound cracked through the stillness, sudden and jarring. At first, she thought it might have been the Kombi backfiring. That's what it sounded like, but something about it felt off. Seconds later, the man appeared at her window, calm, silent, and holding a small silver pistol. He instructed her to get out, and she obeyed. He walked her to the front of the vehicle, bound her wrists behind her back using plastic cable ties and grey tape, and then marched her past the van towards the waiting Land Cruiser. She looked around as they moved, instinctively, frantically, but Peter was nowhere. No body, no motion, just the still dark and dust hanging in the cold. Whatever had happened, it was already over. Inside the cab, sitting silently in the front passenger seat, was a large dog. It didn't growl or bark, it just watched her. He opened the rear of the four-wheel drive and pushed her inside, leaving her on the floor behind the seats. Then without a word, he shut the door and walked away. Joanne was alone. She could hear him moving nearby, the scrape of boots in gravel, the sound of something heavy being dragged or shifted. She didn't know what he was doing, and she didn't dare call out. For minutes, or maybe longer, she stayed motionless, listening to the sounds outside the vehicle. When the noises stopped and she was sure he was out of sight, she began working her hands beneath her legs, trying to bring them around to the front. Her wrists were bleeding, her breathing unsteady, but somehow she managed it. There was no cage in the back of the Land Cruiser, not yet. He hadn't installed one. If there had been, she wouldn't have escaped. She reached.
How beautiful, Miss Sharon. Welcome in, my darling.
Reached for the rear door, slipped it open, and ran. Barefoot, she fled into the bush, ducking down into the shadows and crawling beneath the thin, scratchy vegetation. There was almost no cover, only low shrubs and sand, but it was enough. She pressed herself flat to the ground and stayed still. A torch clicked on somewhere nearby. She saw it sweeping slowly across the scrub. Then she heard him again, moving through the dark just meters away. The beam of light passed within feet of her. The dog was with him now, sniffing the ground, panting softly. She didn't move. Eventually she heard the sound of an engine starting. The vehicle pulled away, then silence. She didn't come out. She lay there for hours, alone, cold, wrists still bound, waiting to be sure he wasn't coming back. Eventually, when she was certain he was gone, she crawled from the scrub and made her way back to the highway. It was in the middle of the night, cold and silent, and still hours before the dawn. Not long after, a passing truck slowed. The driver thought he'd seen something, maybe a kangaroo, moving near the road. Then he saw her. She was covered in dirt, her wrist was still bound, and she asked for help. He cut her free and drove her to Barrow Creek. At first light on July 15th, 2001, police arrived at the Barrow Creek Roadhouse to reports that a British backpacker had said she'd been attacked in the night. Joanne was barefoot, bruised, still shaken. Her wrist bore the marks of cable ties. She described a man with a gun, a white four-wheel drive and a dog. She told him that her boyfriend Peter had vanished after stepping out of their van the night before. It didn't sound like a robbery. The orange combi van was found exactly where she said it would be, parked on the shoulder of the Stewart Highway. The driver's side door was open, the keys were gone. Inside the van, police found signs of a struggle, but not much else. No bullet, no shell casing, no blood pool, no drag marks. But there were small, dark stains on the roadside gravel, later confirmed to be blood. DNA testing would show it belonged to Peter Falconio. Joanne took detectives through the sequence again and again. Each detail, the headlights flashing, the man's voice, the cable ties, the dog in the front seat. She was clear, consistent and composed. She answered every question. Over the coming days, she would sit through multiple interviews, lineups and forensic checks. Her account never changed. Still, without a body, without a bullet and without a clear suspect, the Northern Territory Police were left with a mystery, one that would stretch across hundreds of kilometres of desert. They launched one of the largest manhunts in the Northern Territory's history. Officers, volunteers and tracking dogs combed the area around Barrow Creek. They searched creek beds, dry river banks and scrubland. They set up roadblocks along the Stewart Highway and stopped vehicles matching the description, especially white four-wheel drives. Police scoured remote truck stops, reviewed CCTV footage and released sketches to the public. But the trail went cold. Nothing. No vehicle, no body, and no weapon. All they had was a vague description. A tall man, long hair, a mustache, and a calm voice. And one impossible question. How does someone vanish without a trace in a place so vast, so exposed, with nowhere to hide? For more than a year, the case had stalled. No body, no murder weapon, no confirmed suspect, just a DNA sample and the account of Joanne Lees. Then, in August 2002, a man named Bradley John Murdoch was arrested in South Australia. He'd been charged with abducting
My beautiful youngest baby in the chat.
and sexually assaulting a woman and her 12-year-old daughter. The case had nothing to do with Falconio, at least not at first. As part of the investigation, Murdoch was required to provide a DNA sample. That sample was entered into the national database, and it triggered a match. Murdoch's DNA was found on the back of Joanne Lee's singlet and on the cable ties used to restrain her. The connection was clear and immediate.
Same Kaz, she went through so much with this case, and still does.
Police now had a name, but they needed more. Murdoch wasn't just some loner. He had a record and a history that fit disturbingly well. According to witness testimony, Murdoch regularly trafficked cannabis between Sedan in South Australia and Broome in Western Australia, preferring remote tracks through Central Australia to avoid detection. He knew the roads, he knew how to disappear, and he travelled in a white Land Cruiser with a large dog in the front seat. All details Joanne had described. Police revisited CCTV footage from a Shell service station in Alice Springs, taken just days before the attack. The footage was poor, but Murdoch had been seen refuelling. His build, hair, mustache and cap all matched. The vehicle, his white Land Cruiser ute, matched Joanne Lee's description exactly. Investigators studied every aspect of Murdoch's setup, how the rear of the vehicle was accessed, how Joanne might have escaped. The layout, the timing and his knowledge of remote routes all seemed to line up with what she had described that night. There was no smoking gun, but every piece of the puzzle they found pointed in one direction. In October 2003, Murdoch was charged with the murder of Peter Falconio, as well as deprivation of liberty and assault. He was flown to Darwin under tight escort. He pleaded not guilty. The courtroom would become the next battleground. On October 17, 2005, Bradley John Murdoch entered the Supreme Court of the Northern Territory and pleaded not guilty to the murder of Peter Falconio. It had been 3 years since his arrest. Years marked by legal manoeuvring, forensic preparation and jurisdictional wrangling. Prosecutors were building a case with no body, no murder weapon and no eyewitnesses to the killing. It took time, months of forensic analysis, witness coordination, and legal argument. Now that momentous effort would be tested in court. The prosecution's case was built on two pillars: Joanne Lee's testimony and forensic evidence. She was the first to take the stand. Calm, focused, she recounted the night in the desert, the man, the vehicle, the cable ties, the escape. And when asked, she pointed across the room and identified Murdoch as her attacker. The defence pushed back. They questioned her memory, her ability to identify someone 4 years after the fact. They pointed out that she'd seen Murdoch's image in media coverage before a police lineup, but her story didn't change. Then came the science. Forensic analysts confirmed that Murdoch's DNA was found on the back of her singlet and on the cable ties used to restrain her. The statistical match was overwhelming. The defence tried to weaken its impact, raising the possibility of contamination or indirect transfer, but they could not explain why Murdoch's DNA was there at all. The prosecution tied it all together: the forensic link, the vehicle match, the timeline, the CCTV, the dog. The defence countered with what wasn't there: no body, no murder weapon, no shell casing, and no eyewitness to the killing. But the jury had heard enough. After just under 8 hours of deliberation, they returned their verdict: guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Murdoch was sentenced to life imprisonment with a non-parole period of 28 years. But one thing remains unresolved. He has never confessed, and Peter Falconio's body has never been found. For Peter's family, that silence has never ended. They never saw his body, never laid him to rest. Their son disappeared on an empty stretch of road and was never recovered. For investigators, it's a cold, open wound. To this day, Murdoch refuses to speak. He maintains his innocence, and with no confession, no cooperation, and no location, the one question that still haunts this case has no answer. Where is Peter? In 2022, the Northern Territory introduced no body, no parole legislation. Under this law, a convicted murderer cannot be released until they assist in locating the victim's remains. It means Murdoch will never walk free unless he tells the truth. If he knows where Peter Falconio's body is, he has chosen to take that knowledge with him. And if he doesn't, the question remains: what happened after the gunshot?
So that's where we were, and as I said, he passed on the 15th, and as far as we know, he has not told us where the body is. A few people came in. Little Miss Sharon, so good to see you. My beautiful daughter Samantha is in the chat. My little mini me. Kitty Witty, how are you, my darling? Welcome in. So this has just come out after, hang on, let me find the right one. After it, but this is an interview about, where we are now. Make sure
Professor of Criminology at Central Queensland University, joins us live from the Sunshine Coast. Thanks for joining us again, Doctor. I just want to get your thoughts first up on this secret that Murdoch takes to his grave now, not revealing the location of the body. Is that unusual behaviour for a convicted murderer?
My darling, you didn't have to do that.
I know that. I would have actually much rather put it in your PayPal, but I forgot your PayPal. So.
Oh my God, you're going to make me cry.
No, but you don't have Nightbot, so I don't know your PayPal.
Oh. You didn't have to. And you just joined my Patreon because I just saw that.
No, but I just wanted to I am really proud of you because this is awesome. I just, like, no one else is really, not that I know of, or can I see that is anyone doing it. So I just want to.
I just want people here just to listen. That's all I. Oh, but thank you so much.
But I just want to encourage you to do. You're doing the right thing, and you're actually doing a pretty cool thing.
Thank you. Hi, Earth. Welcome in, my darling. Ben's just making me cry now. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I love you, girl. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. So I can ugly cry by myself.
Good evening, Chris. Well, unfortunately not when we look at individuals like Bradley Murdoch. I'm not at all surprised that he didn't tell authorities where he disposed of Peter Falconio's body almost 25 years ago. Next year it'll be 25 years since this awful crime happened. I'm hopeful that he told somebody else perhaps, and that that person may now be free to come forward that Bradley Murdoch is no longer a threat.
Yeah, well, obviously the Northern Territory government increased the reward for any information about this just in the last few weeks when they knew that that Murdoch was dying. Presumably that was a lure almost to him, that he might be able to tell someone else, a relative or a friend, so that his sort of dying gift was to give them $500,000 for spilling the beans. Do you think that's still a possibility?
Well, certainly somebody out there may know something. Although Bradley Murdoch chose not to tell the authorities, often in these cases they will tell somebody. It's a very big secret to keep for a quarter of a century. So I do believe somebody out there may know something. That may be an incentive to come forward. $500,000 is a lot of money, and I think that was a strategy employed by the police to try and encourage someone. So it may be that he was going to give a gift potentially to someone, or it may just be that relationships have changed, loyalties have changed. That happens over time. So somebody may be free now to share information they have when they wouldn't have been previously.
Now, this is a particularly terrifying murder. It plays into some of the horror movie fiction series we've seen in the past where travellers in the outback are kidnapped and murdered. This played out in real life, of course. Let's just have a look at some of the coverage back in 2001.
A recent snap in Sydney of Peter Falconio and his girlfriend Joanne Lees sitting inside the combi they bought for their dream trek through the Northern Territory. Now 28-year-old Peter is almost certainly dead. His brother Paul, who still holds a glimmer of hope, asked to read a statement on behalf of the distraught Joanne, the survivor of the outback ambush.
I consider myself very lucky to have escaped and to be okay.
Alice Springs police have received more than 500 calls from the public and authorities interstate as they continue to hunt the elusive gunman.
Okay, now these are all just being naughty. Spirit time, 26 months. I love seeing that because he was my first member, so that joined up, so that's 26 months I've been monetised. And thank you so much for gifting a membership.
I was just second. Thank you.
You were. And you have it with me on Patreon because you're my first Patreon, so.
Oh, I don't. Thank you.
Hang on, I got to find something for you now.
Oh, the video.
Okay.
It's weekly shop time. Got 12 cents in the bank, but I'm feeling ambitious. Manifestation mode.
Just testing the stock. Quality control. I'm technically doing Woolies a favour here.
Got escorted out. They called it theft. I call it taste testing. Justice system's rigged.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kaz. There's the high chance that he was probably thrown down a mine shaft because there are a lot of old mines out there. But it's just to give his family the peace now. Spirit time, stop it.
I'm trying to get one for Earth.
Thank you so much, but stop it. Alright, let's finish this one when I find the right screen.
The question here, I think, is with this sort of behaviour and this sort of murder, and now the murderer, of course, dying, so we know we can't find out anymore. Is there a suspicion that there would be other victims? Is it likely that this would have been a single opportunistic crime, or is it likely that Murdoch might have been a serial killer?
Well, I think that's a very good.
I'm just warning everyone, I really ugly cry. Okay, I'm not a crier. I'm not. Just everyone being here is all I ask. Thank you so much, and I don't know how to say thank you. I'm not good at that. I just love everyone being here.
It's because she's a giver, not a taker. Okay? So,
Yeah.
but she deserves it. She really does.
It's just, I know, but it's just everyone
I
being
know.
here is all that I asked for, and
I know, but you put your
I
heart
cry
and
really
soul.
ugly.
But you put your heart and soul in, and here's the thing. You do hours of this stuff, right? Come
I know, but I
on.
love doing this stuff.
Come on.
Bear knows because she gets all the phone calls when I'm like, and she's like,
Maybe. But hey, thank you, little Miss Sharon.
oh, thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody. And we appreciate you so much. So keep
No,
going.
Matt's back.
You go to sleep.
Thank you.
Question, Chris. I know there's some minor offences in Bradley Murdoch's background, but nothing to this scale. But I do think it was particularly heinous. It was apparently premeditated. It looks like he probably identified them beforehand. He pulled them over in a quiet spot. He obviously had planned this crime. I have no doubt he would have abducted and murdered Joanne Lees as well if she hadn't been brave and fortunate enough to escape him. So people tend not to go from 0 to 100. So I would be very interested in looking more closely at Bradley Murdoch's background to see whether there are potential other victims out there.
Thanks so much for joining us, Doctor. I appreciate it. Dr. Xanthi Mallet there from the University of Central Queensland.
So that's, hang on, I'm going to have to take that one out now. So that's where we are. I'm going to keep an eye on that one because if we find out where the body is, trust me, I'm going to be the first one to know. All right, I'm going to find you another video. Just stop it. And Spirit Time, stop it. Okay, here's one.
G'day, mate. Welcome back to KK Aussie Vlogs, and it's time for some Aussie Barbie. And yes, I'm doing a shoey. That's right, the koala's already got the sizzle going. Just got to make sure he doesn't burn all the snags.
Yeah, talk to the bear, mate. I stopped listening when you said shoey.
You fucking you bloody bastard bitch! You fuck you! Bloody fuck you bloody!
But we're still best friends, right?
That honestly, you need that feel like you're ending. That's great.
Yeah. Oh,
I know. I've got to work on the ending now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Matt's just helping people.
Yeah, oh, Lord.
Now, there's just one more I wanted to touch on. So I was going to touch on Hannah, but I think I'm going to do her as a whole show by herself because that case deserves it. But everyone knows that Joanne Ratcliffe is a case that I have always held close to my heart. I got a chance to speak to her sister on Tammy's channel, and I have always followed it very, very closely. Now, after the last dig, where we're at today is after the last dig, Suzanne has continued privately to dig, and they have found 5 bones. These bones they believe to be human, and they also have glass embedded. So,
oh no.
For anyone close to the case, they know that when these bones were found, they should have, like the girls should have glass embedded in their bones. And these bones do. So I'm going to play the last update because I heard this one the other night. And, of course, we've lost it. So let me just find it again. So on this one is Brian Ledley, and he's the main one behind the dig that's doing it for the sister.
Update on where we're at with Adelaide Oval abduction investigation and our efforts with the ATNAP. Now, we have decided that we are going to provide a sample of the glass bone that we found to South Australian Police. And by sample, I'm saying that we have taken some cuttings of the bone and we are going to be providing one of those cuttings to South Australian Police, and other cuttings will go to a lab in the US and also a lab in Australia somewhere. We'll be doing that in the coming days. The original bone is being kept safe and secured. We have made this decision because we have some other quite big news, and that is that we applied the same process that discovered this bone and determined that it is most likely human. The AI process of forensic triage, we applied that to some other bones that we found in the very near vicinity of the glass bone where that was found. That has returned results that are somewhat disturbing and promising. We now have 4 other bones, so a total of 5 bones, which the process that we've followed is suggesting are most likely human, up to 95%. We can't push that process any further to determine absolutely that they are human. It needs to be DNA tested. Now, our options of getting bones independently DNA tested seem to be none. We've approached it, and everywhere we've gone, we've been told that we would need to take this to police. So we're doing that now, and we're going to put it in the hands of police to determine if they see that this is these bones are, or this bone is human remains, and we will be compliant with what we need to do from there. But for now, the original glass bone is safe and secured, and so too are the other 4 bones that we've found, 2 of which also show traces of glass that are embedded in the bone. I'll keep you updated until I can. Fight like Joe. Thank you very much. Bye.
So it was something that I wanted to share. Remove that. And as I said, Hannah, we'll do as a note on her own because that case needs it. But yeah, so that's all I have for tonight. Again, I just want to share. And now I have 1 paid member and 2 free members. Mm.
Sorry.
So this is the Patreon. I've put the link up the top just for the ones that missed it at the start, because this is my new baby.
Everybody join.
This one is just the cost of a cup of coffee. So I just started at the $5 one. What was the small one? But what I have in here, so down the bottom, I'm putting shows in here that we can't get in Australia because it's not fair that we get to miss out. So the first one is the Dateline episode of Idaho 4 that we didn't get. And then I have the 4-part series of the Idaho special that we didn't get. So they're all here. And as I said, it's just a cup of coffee. We are going to keep growing with this. Once I can get everyone in there and get the members built up, we're going to start doing lives in there with all of the stuff that we can't share on YouTube because I have so much of it. And this is a way that I'm going to be able to share it.
Yeah, there's oh, sorry.
No, go.
I was just going to say there's stuff about, for example, the Phoebe Bishop case that Aussie knows that we can't put on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the other Australian stuff that you can't put on too.
And it's all the series as well. It's, do you know what I mean? There is so many series that America gets that we can't. And I'm happy to do the StreamYards for the people that can't join this or can't afford to join this. I'm still happy to do the StreamYards that we do. But this way, it's a way that you can just log in at any time, watch them. If there's a show that comes up that isn't an Australian show, do you know what I mean? Just drop me a line and say, look, can you get this one? Because on my website, I can put requests in too. It's not saying they're going to get it, but 9 times out of 10 they do. So it's just another way that we can watch the shows as well, because I can put them on here even though I can't put them on YouTube, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Are you going to put Gypsy Rose's one up, the second season?
I can. Yeah, I can put all the seasons up. Do you mean even files, like all of my files that I have of different cases I can put in here? Absolutely everything can go in. So like, later on I might make bigger levels and higher levels, but right now it's just one level. Do you know what I mean? As I said, it was $5, so it's a cup of coffee. Yeah. And then once we get the members up, it will be alive in there like once a week.
Yeah, and we could probably, hopefully, oh wait, no, Australia doesn't get Discovery files. Never mind.
I can get some court papers, usually when they're old, but I can get some. So
nice.
It's funny, I'm not going to say, but another creator had some court papers that I wanted, and it was another small Aussie channel. I was telling Spirit Time about this, and I went in there and I was very polite, and I said, oh, is there a way you could show me where you got them? And it wasn't that I was asking for their work, because that's not what I would do. I was asking to direct me. And they kindly told me where to go, and it's like, okay, thanks for your Aussie spirit. And took my unsub as I went out, trust me. They're just saying, so the glass in the bone is something that they believe they were hit with glass and that there should have been glass embedded in the bone. That's something that came out a long time ago, and something that would have identified the bodies to the girls. You can. I don't know. I know there is ways to change VPNs, but
Yeah, but it actually, like, to get the VPNs working, like, you have to have a good computer set up, and you have to pay, I think, like 20 or 10 American dollars or something. So yeah, so
and as I said, it's just a site that I get. Like, we pay for it. It's just like, I suppose, like Netflix. But this site gets everything, so I can download. So I just thought it was an easier way to share it for everyone, especially for the Aussies, because us Aussies miss out on so many documentaries that you get.
We do, and it's crap. I will just put it out there.
Everyone will be talking about it. It's like, I haven't seen it. So,
and you're trying to catch up with stuff, and it's like, what the heck? Anyway.
Yeah, so it's like 60 or 80 a year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I think that's going to be it. Yeah, I will keep everyone informed. I'm going to try and start doing at least 2 lives here, but we are 10 or 9 days out, so I can't guarantee when the next one will be. I will be with Jimmy, and I'll get with you, Mac Jakes. I want to do one on Hannah anyway.
Okay.
And yeah, but I will put the Patreon link into all our links as well. I'm still trying to work out a couple of other little things for the channel, but I'm just going to go off now and ugly cry because you have all made me emotional.
No.
Why? Why?
Beautiful Earth.
No.
But yeah, it's just, you know me. I'm not good at taking.
I know, but we believe in you. And you are doing really good, and you are doing brilliantly. So
I know.
everyone wants to encourage you. So.
It's just me. I just get emotional because I don't. As I said, I do this. All I ask is for people to just come and watch, or just come and listen. And I'd rather have like 5, 10, 15 good people in here than.
Yeah, I get that.
It makes my night.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Tonight, you have just floored me. So.
We love you too.
All right.
Yeah.
I love you.
All right.
And Ben,
Good night,
thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Aussie true crime on the rise. Investigate the scene, uncover the lies. From Melbourne to Sydney, all the way to Perth. No case too tough, we'll dig into the dirt. We'll crack the code, find the truth, bring justice to the table. No excuse, Australian legends in the game, bringing light to darkness, no shame. Just got a super chat, let's celebrate. Raise a glass for all the cases we've solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. From cold cases to missing persons, we'll leave no stone unturned. Every version detectives in our hearts will never give up. But justice and truth will always hear us. Ooh, thank you so much. Let's celebrate, raise a glass for all the cases we solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate, raise a glass for all the cases we solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. for all the cases we've solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. Let's celebrate, raise a glass for all the cases we've solved in the past. With eyes wide open, we'll never rest. Aussie true crime, we're the best. Thank you so much.